Romans 7:15 says, I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do. But what I hate, I do. I think in today's world, in today's society, this is a struggle that all of us struggle with so much. And it's so just, we got to get out of the cycle. We got to get out of the cycle of not being able to control what we do. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Spencer. And I'm going to be talking today about how we can break free from the cycle of sin, how we can discipline ourselves, and how we can just not do what we don't want to do, right? Not sin, basically, because, I mean, we all don't want to sin, but we all sin, right? That's why you're here. And I just want to say before I get into this talk that I'm still struggling with this as we go. I don't have it all figured out. I don't know what I'm doing. So if I say something that you don't agree with or I say something that you don't understand, like, feel free, comment it below. I will be more than happy to respond to all these comments. I'm going to look forward to chatting back with y'all. So just like leave the comments below. Leave the comments below. I don't know why I said that twice, but anyways, let's get into it. So I'm going to break this video into two sections. It's going to be the why we struggle with this, and then it's going to be the how we can break free from it. So I'm going to start with the why we struggle with this. So in my opinion, and from what I've seen reading the word, you have to obey something. Joshua 24:15 says, but if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve. You have to choose who you're going to serve. You can either serve the Lord, you can serve God, you can serve Christ, or you can serve your flesh. And if you're in the middle, naturally, the devil's going to drift you closer to your flesh because he wants you closer to your flesh. And if we are drifted towards our flesh, if we are not choosing God, but we are just letting the devil take us, we're going to start to obey our flesh. That's where we could say we're obeying God, but if we're not actually obeying God in our heart, we're not actually obeying him in his mind. We could say we're obeying him when our flesh is actually obeying him. We're just going to do what our flesh wants. Let's take the sin lust, for example. If your flesh wants it, you're going to do it. Even if you say in your mind you don't want to do it, if you don't believe it in your heart, if you're not chasing God in that, you're going to do it. So we need to pick God. We need to follow God in order to help us stop serving these false sins or whatever. Stop serving the flesh. We have to put down our flesh and pick up God. That is why we do it. We are obeying our flesh. And other people might say, well, sin is freedom, right? We're just sinning because, it's freedom. We don't have to follow a bunch of rules. And we're not like a slave to anything. We're not following anything. But I would argue that sin is actually the most unfree you can be. Because think about it. If you get an urge to do something and the only thing you can do is that thing, is that freedom, or are you just following what you have to do? If you can't say no and you can't discipline your body, then is that really freedom, or is that just doing what your mind, you're a slave to that sin. I mean, you are. If you can't just like put it down and you can't just say, no, I'm not going to do it, you are a slave to that sin. Isn't that all? Don't you not want to be that? Don't you not want to be a slave to a thing, but rather to God? I mean, if I asked you right now, would you rather be a slave to God or a slave to take lust for you, a slave to lust? You would say God. But again, if you don't believe that in your heart and you are drifting towards sin, drifting towards the flesh, you're going to end up doing what you don't want to do. That's where this comes from. And another thing I want you guys to understand is you're not like different to be doing what you don't want to do. Like, yes, it's bad. We need to get out of it, but we all are struggling with it. Like, Paul wrote this. Paul wrote, I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do. What I hate do. That's Paul. Paul is struggling with it. It's like the guy who wrote like literally half the Bible is struggling with it. So I just want you to know that you're not alone, and there's always people to talk to. So that's going to get into one of the how we can overcome this. Talk to someone. Like, if this is a temptation or a discipline you're stuck in, just having an accountability partner is one of the most important things. I don't have this written down, and I don't know the verse for sure, but it's like they were sending out, like, I don't know when this is, and I'm probably going to get so wrong, but it's like as iron sharpens iron. You probably heard it. They were like sending out shoulders, and they sended them. I don't know if that's a word, but they sended them in groups of two, so that if one fell, the other one could pick them up, because two people is better than one. If we have an accountability partner, that can really help us to get out of the cycle of sin. But getting out of the cycle of sin isn't the problem. We need to get out of the drifting towards the flesh and start obeying God. We need to start obeying him. 1 John 3:6 says, no one who lives in him, meaning God, keeps on sinning, which is why I'm saying we need to get to be living in God. We need to get to be stop drifting away towards sin, but start drifting towards God. No one who continues to sin has either seen him or known him. If we continue to sin, we continue to live for our flesh, we have not known the true glory of God. We have not known the true power of God. And I get we're going to fail. And I'm not saying if you fail, oh, you're not a Christian. If you fail, you're not a believer. But we need, let me rephrase this. Once we start to know God, we are going to start drifting closer and closer to him, and our actions are going to reflect that. We can't beat the cycle of sin by fighting the actual action, but we need to get closer to God so our actions reflect our relationship. If we can grow closer to God and we can build a better relationship with him, our actions will reflect that. And our sin will just, might not vanish completely, but it will minimize. We're minimizing that tab. We're minimizing that sin because our actions reflect our relationship. That's why even if we say we're not going to do the sin, our actions reflect if we're close to the flesh. So if we're craving the flesh, our actions are going to reflect that, even if we say that we don't want to do it. So I just want to say, just if you're struggling with that, if you're struggling with not being able to control what you do, saying that you're basically stuck in a cycle of sin, you just keep doing what you don't want to do. I mean, just try grow in your relationship with the Lord. I mean, that's the main thing. If you can change that relationship, if you can improve that relationship, you're going to improve that cycle, because it's not about fighting the actual thing. It's not about fighting the actual temptation. It's about growing in your relationship with God and changing your mind. Changing your mind. I mean, that's all we need to do. We need to build our mind to have discipline. If our mind can have discipline for God, I mean, we can do anything, right? If we can be able to face the hardest temptation, the hardest struggle, and just say, is this benefiting God? And then if it isn't, then we just don't do it. Like, that's the best thing we could possibly do, right? We can do anything if we can fight that. If we can fight the devil's temptations. Another thing is that if you flee them temptations, they'll go away. It's like when the devil was tempting Jesus in the woods, right? He fleed the devil 3 times and the devil left. If we flee the devil, he will go away because he knows he can't overpower us. If we are so set on God, if our heart is so over here with God, the devil can't bite us. The devil can't harm us. The devil can't find us because we are so set on God. Our hearts are so set on God that even when the opportunity to do what we don't want to do comes at us, we just turn away. It is so easy if we can just set our hearts on God. So don't try to fight this temptation by just overcoming the temptation, but fight it by getting a new heart for God or improving your heart for God. So I'm going to pray for us, and then we'll go ahead and close out this episode. God, thank you for my friend watching. Thank you for them just being able to come to this video, and I hope they learned something from it. Help me to improve my speaking, because I know I did not really do a great job right now, but I'm going to keep trying to understand your word and keep trying to improve my speaking so eventually I can speak fluidly and understandably, if that's a word, and anything else. I pray for my friend, that they can just help to overcome their cycle of sin, help to do what they want to do, and they can grow in a better relationship with you, and that you can just stop having them perform for their flesh, but help them to perform for their spirit. It's in your holy name. Amen. Well, guys, this was my first kind of episode talking, besides playing my Minecraft one, but I know I didn't do the best job. I know it wasn't the smoothest. I really hope you learned something, and feel free to comment anything below that you didn't understand. And I'm going to continue to try to learn how to talk better, because I just get really like amplified and like feeling like I have to talk fast, and I kind of forget what I have to say. So I hope it made sense. And yeah, hope you guys learned something. I'll see you guys later.